Hello, and welcome to another video. Thank you for 76 subscribers. We are so close to my goal of 100 by May. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe and hit the bell. Now sit back, relax, and let Cousin Green tell you all about laughter. So, what makes things funny? The short answer is that scientists aren't sure. That's it. Video over. Of course, I'm kidding. The long answer would explain all the theories that scientists have come up with, which is what we are going to do. First up is the obvious one. People find amusement in the misfortune of others. If little Johnny faceplants on his way up the steps, we're gonna laugh at him. The second theory, called relief theory, is the reason why some movie characters laugh after escaping certain death. This theory says that laughter lets us relieve tension and release something called psychic energy, which sounds like it comes from a crazy lady trying to sell you magic stones. In other words, Sigmund Freud, sorry if I mixed that name up, and other relief theorists believe that all humorous scenarios have a build-up of tension, that humor is related to the release of that tension. Number 3. Incongruity theory says that we find strange concepts or unexpected resolutions funny. This would explain Gen Z memes. The fourth and final theory in this list is called the benign violations theory. Benign meaning harmless, and violations being breaking of rules or norms. BVT tries to unify all of the previous theories. BVT says that humor comes from 3 conditions. The first one being the presence of a norm violation. It doesn't matter if it's a moral norm violation, like running away with your friend's favorite pen, a social norm violation, like making your friend pay for his pen, or a physical norm violation, like when your friend trips you after making the purchase of his stolen pen. The second condition is being a safe context where the violation takes place. And finally, you need to interpret the first 2 points at the same time. Scans showed that humor has to do with expectations and the violations of scripts. Our brains are good at predicting things. That's why I think we get precognitive dreams. Anyway, when we catch our brain off guard and it finds it funny, it's detected in the left inferior frontal and posterior temporal lobe. Your amygdala then releases dopamine, and spindle neurons transmit the happy feeling. Different types of jokes result in different types of activation. For example, one of my favorite types of humor, puns, makes a language sentence in your brain go absolutely bananas. This would partially explain why my elite form of dry humor goes over so many people's heads. They just don't understand it. The brain doesn't decide if something is funny. It's more a question of if it saw it coming. If expectations are violated, it brings joy and happiness. So go break some rules and spread joy. Wait, I'm missing something. Oh right, benign. Please don't go around committing federal crimes in the name of humor. So, in summary, we find things funny when the scripts that our brain lays out is violated in a benign way. This explains Gen Z memes and anti-jokes. For those who don't know, anti-jokes are jokes that have a boring punchline. They only work because your brain is expecting something strange, so it's funny that it's normal, if that makes sense at all. Now that we have an understanding of humor, the next question is, why do we laugh? In the accepted theory, is that we evolved laughter to help connect us as a society. Isn't that sweet? Robert R. Provine, PhD, a behavioral neurobiologist at the University of Maryland in Baltimore, said, quote, "Laughter is primitive, an unconscious vocalization. In laughter, we emit sounds and express emotions that come from deep within our biological being, grunts and cackles from our animal and unconscious." End quote. The types of jokes you get and how much you laugh can be genetic, meaning that if your parents are boring old farts with no sense of humor, you probably are too. But if you laughed when I said the word farts, chances are your parents will too. Or one of your parents will. Speakers laugh 46% more than their audiences. Female speakers laughed 126% more than the guys that they were talking to. Now, this either means that women have a different sense of humor than men, a wider sense of humor than men, or that male audience was just plain dumb. Bonus lecture. If you made it this far, please comment a green emoji. Laughter and tickling. This was a mystery that challenged some of the science's greatest minds, like Darwin, Galileo, Francis Bacon, and Plato. There are two types of tickling: gargalesis, heavily tickling that makes us laugh, especially in sensitive areas like the armpits and stomach, and knismesis or nismesis, light tickling that gives an itching sensation, like my leg hairs when wind blows through them. You cannot tickle yourself because your brain knows it's coming. When parents tickle their babies, it creates a bonding moment between the two. Researchers have determined two brain parts that creates the tickling sensation: the somatosensory cortex, which is responsible for analyzing touch, and the anterior cingulated cortex, which is involved in creating pleasurable feelings. Another fMRI study has shown that laughing at a joke and laughing while being tickled activated the rondelic operculum, which controls the face pieces, the voice pieces, and emotional reactions. This is where tickling gets dark. Tickling activates the hypothalamus, a fun word that refers to the part of the brain that regulates the fight or flight response. The hypothalamus fires when you are anticipating pain. This has led scientists to believe that laughing when you are tickled could be a natural sign of submission, which would reduce the duration of attack. It would also explain why we laugh at the threat of being tickled to prevent an attack. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed the psychology video. As always, please leave your suggestions for videos below. I would love to get some comments for once. Tot ziens. That's Afrikaans for goodbye.